Hello, everyone. It is November the 23rd, 2021. We are reading Psalm 56 today. It says, to the chief musician upon Jonath Elam poem, victim of David, when the Philistines took him in Gath. I need to resituate myself here so that I can actually read this. Okay. Psalm 56. Be merciful unto me, O God, for man would swallow me up. He fighting daily oppresseth me. Mine enemies would daily swallow me up, for they be many that fight against me, O thou most high. What time I am afraid, I will trust in thee. In God I will praise his word. In God I have put my trust. I will not fear what flesh can do unto me. Every day they wrest my words. All their thoughts are against me for evil. They gather themselves together. They hide themselves. They mark my steps when they wait for my soul. Shall they escape by iniquity? In thine anger cast down the people, O God. Thou tellest my wanderings. Put thou my tears into thy bottle. Are they not in thy book? When I cry unto thee, then shall mine eyes turn back. This I know, for God is for me. For God is for me. Sorry. In God will I praise his word. In the Lord will I praise his word. In God have I put my trust. I will not be afraid what man can do unto me. Thy vows are upon me, O God. I will render praises unto thee, for thou hast delivered my soul from death. Wilt not thou deliver my feet from falling, that I may walk before God in the light of the living? I butchered that, and I apologize. I read through half of it, but while I was setting up, and I didn't read the other half, so the first half sounded better than the second because, sometimes whenever you read through it, you're able to see the punctuation that's coming before it hits. So let's do this again, but slowly, and then we'll break through it like I usually. Be merciful unto me, O God, for man would swallow me up. He fighting daily oppresseth me. Mine enemies would daily swallow me up, for they be many that fight against me, O thou most high. And that goes along with what I have said just about every one of these Psalms, is that those unrighteous of the world will go to great lengths to hurt, maim, and destroy anyone that is not them. What time I am afraid, I will trust in thee. In God I will praise his word. God I have put my trust. I will not fear what flesh can do unto me. So many times when it says, mine enemies shall come against me, or the people rally against me, they speak deceitfully, they come to do this and that. Most often than not, right afterwards it says, I will not fear what they can do to me. I will not fear what they have done, because I trust in you, God. I trust in you, Father. I trust in the Most High. I will not fear what flesh can do unto me. There is no there's what is there is nothing that man has created. There's no weapon made against me that will prosper. That's what it is. Actually given me a place that I can look. So let's go look. Here I am digging through one. It's probably thinking of. I don't know. Let me. No, that's not the little footnote thing that they put into this leads me to Isaiah 31:3, but that's now the Egyptians are men and not God, and their horses flesh and not spirits. When the Lord shall stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall, he that is helped shall fall. All shall fail together. That not what. Anyways, we know the line though. There's no weapon made against me that shall prosper. Every day they wrest my words. All their thoughts are against me for evil. They gather themselves together. They hide themselves. Mark my steps. Wait for my soul. Shall they escape by iniquity? In thine anger cast down the people, God. Thou tellest my wanderings. Put thou my tears into thy bottle. Are they not in thy book? So as soon as I read that, it made me stop and think. Where are we at here? Psalm 56. I have to look up the Strongs on this because bottle is such an interesting word. It really is. Bottle has become such an interesting word in the Bible. Put my tears into thy bottle. Strong's 49.97. A skin or leather bag for fluids. Bottle. Skin bottle. Really? Because it's interesting now, whenever it says later on, way later on, that you cannot put new wine in old bottles, which doesn't really make much sense. I know there's another place where it says you cannot put new wine in old wine skins. I mean, it does say that. There's, several different ways that it's said, but when it says bottles, it's very confusing. Now, I could go into the whole Mandela effect and the whole thing, and we're not going to get into that. But they use the term bottle, and it just makes you wonder what's going on. You know, I mean, it. It's one of those interesting little quirks of the world. Yeah. Um. Again, that's a whole other video. It's a whole other thing. I don't want to get into it now. I haven't done any of that Mandela effect stuff in a long time. It's just every time you see the word bottle inside of inside of the Bible, you just have to you have to stop. You have to stop and ask yourself, just what is this? But if they could mean, that it's a skin bottle, like a wine skin, that's just the way they used to call it. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not going to get into it. When I cry unto thee, Then shall mine enemies turn back. This I know, for God is for me. In God will I praise his word. The Lord will I praise his word. In God have I put my trust. I will not be afraid what man can do unto me. There it is again. I will not be afraid what man can do unto me. I will not fear man. Thy vows are upon me, O God. I will render praises unto thee. Thou hast delivered my soul from death. Wilt not thou deliver my feet from falling, that I may walk before God in the light of the Lord? Got through that a little bit better that time. Um, I usually have some big, huge thing to go through and say and, discuss things that are going on in the world. But I really have nothing right now. I really, I don't have much. I don't have much other than to say that the evil of this world is showing itself. Most definitely showing itself. It You only need to understand that there are entire countries. Ooh, okay, okay, here we go. So I've talked about this before. I have these. I call them flashes. I call them my little psychic flashes. People think I'm crazy whenever I say that. They're like, "What now?" Um, these. It's like deja vu. It's like you're in this moment in the world where you've never been. And these moments, just it could be like a second, it could be like 10 seconds. I've had a moment last for a minute. But you kind of understand that you're in this point in your life that you've been there before. And mostly they come from dreams. I'll dream a thing and I'll remember it, but I won't really pay too much attention to it because it doesn't mean anything. It's just kind of like, oh, that was interesting. I was in a place, and for some reason that memory stuck with me. But this right here is a moment. This right here was a moment. I've We just moved into this house, and this one was an old one too. I know this one was an old one. I've probably had this moment in my brain for a while, but sitting here talking about what they're going to do about concentration camps, um, about forced injections, about countries. What was the exact verbiage? It was going to be that entire countries are now forcing people to take injections for the sake of health. This is for your health. We're helping you. How how At one point in time, the camps, they're making camps. They've made camps, and they are going to take everyone that has not taken the injections. They are throwing them into the camps. How that was just a conspiracy theory. people were crazy for even suggesting that, you know, the governments of this world would be so evil and so corrupt that they would force people to go live in camps because they didn't want to take a certain kind of injection. Absurd. You're an idiot for thinking that. They'll never do that. Not this world. And here we are. Um. Oh yeah. Okay. Here, let me put this away. I don't even know if I wrote it down. I don't think I did. No, I didn't. I didn't write it down because I was going to go through it line by line. So I said that I would never come on here and go down the list of my Twitter feed because that's what people do, and I don't do that. But I was on a roll last night. I'll tell you that much right now. I was on a serious roll for yesterday. Um, it's just it all came to me all at once, and I just had to get it all down. I mean, I probably made what 6 different posts within a matter of like 10 minutes. It just kept coming to me because I found a video. Um, at least my internet is on now. We turn our Wi-Fi off whenever we go to sleep. We actually sleep a lot better because of it too, believe it or not. I don't have my video. I don't have that. Save it because I'm stupid. Anyways, yeah. So this is from two. Well, this is from yesterday. This is from yesterday. It's earlier in the morning. Um, the concern is shifting from physical health to mental health. One of the most damaging things done to the human being is having others tell you that your mental health doesn't line up to other standards. That leads to medications that people just don't need. That was just something I figured I'd throw out there because, you know. But yes, the whole mental health thing has been creeping in slowly but surely. Um, and that they are saying that anyone that believes in a conspiracy theory has a mental health problem. That they are saying that all these people that are out there that, you know, want to think that they are a different sex or want to think that they are a different person or, you know, some people think that they're a different race. Um, or even those people that just want to say that they what is the new term now? Minor attracted person. Are you kidding me? But those that want to say that they are attracted to younger kids, those are mental illnesses. Those have always been mental illnesses. They always will be. And I got really sick and tired yesterday of hearing about it. And I posted something about mental. But I had seen that all these things that used to be mental illnesses are not, and now just believing that talking about, not even believing, talking about conspiracy theories or talking about anything that goes against the government narrative is now considered or starting to be considered a mental illness. There were articles that were posted back in 2018, 2019 that were saying that if your son or daughter is overly concerned about conspiracy theories, they might have a mental illness. This is why we say the world is flipped upside down. Because what is good is bad is what is bad is good. Um, okay. So, but there was a point where everything flipped into me all at once, into my brain all at once. Flipped into my brain all at once. And it was a video I was watching, and this kid had it. I don't know who it was. I don't remember because it was. I didn't save it. I didn't think about saving it. I just I tweeted about it. That's what I do. Um, so you know what the ultimate level of control will be when they get around to when they get everyone to stop moving around in the real world and only exist inside of some virtual reality machine. They will be able to manipulate and control your every step of the way. Then it's the image of the beast. It's the image of the beast. I cannot believe how many typos I actually. It's scary. There was something I had going on about spelling. We call it spelling for a reason because every time you write something down, you cast a spell without knowing. And I think it's interesting whenever you're writing something on a computer when the autocorrect spells something for you. What exactly are they trying to cast for you while you're writing? It's like these it wasn't Grammarly, it was some other one of these computer controlled writer helpers. It like suggested words for you, and all I can think of is you're going to let a computer suggest words for you. Completely absurd. Which went along with another video I saw yesterday about how back in the day we used to actually sit down and write. There used to be this connection to writing down things on a piece of paper, but now the computer basically tells us what to write, how to write it. Image of the beast. The image of the beast will be inside of the machine. The ghost is in the machine, and I think the next one, well, the one after this one, you will own nothing and you will be happy in their virtual reality world. Yes, you will. AI is the beast. Satan is in the machine. The system is made to manipulate you. Mind control, virtual reality, stay home and work from home orders, microchips, cashless society, smart cities, 5G network. It's all connected. That is the true image of the beast. That is it. That's where it's all been leading. It hit me like a ton of bricks yesterday that's what this whole thing has been. We have these quantum computers now, these D-Wave, the demon computers that are able to calculate things way beyond we could ever comprehend. And somehow the demon is in the machine. Somehow the ghost is in the machine. That's what this is. It's the AI is the demon. They don't need to exist within flesh anymore. They found a way to put it in a machine. That's the image of the beast. It's the image. They will take us, or they will take people, whoever's left over, tell them to stay at home because they can't go out, they can't work, they can't do anything. Tell them to stay at home, inject them with these nanobot, whatever it is, the patent, the 060606, so that they can mine crypto coins off of us. They will make you part of the chain. They will put you in chains. They will put you in bondage so that you can mine money for them, so that you can break rocks. You can mine for them. Just like the Pharaohs, just like the Egyptians did to the Hebrews way back, as you're breaking rocks to build the pyramid. They will have you sitting at home using your body's energy, using the patents that they have that can track your ability, whether it's through movements, whether it's through what you see or read. Apparently, there was one that I heard that they can track advertisements that you watch. All you have, because they can scan it through your brainwaves, apparently. They can track the advertisements you watch. So you will be stuck inside of a virtual reality machine where they can flash any amount of images in your face in order to manipulate you, in order to manipulate your brain, to dull your senses, so that you will be stuck in the machine. And when you are sitting there, lying there, doing nothing but being force fed whatever the hell they want to feed you, they're mining money off of you. I don't know how they're going to spend it. I don't know how they're going to do it, but they are going to find a way to use your energy to make money for themselves. You will be a slave in every sense of the word. You will be in bondage, probably for 400 years. We can get into that later. That's a whole nother subject. But all of these things, these cashless societies, the microchips, the people not having to leave, the fact that they have artificial wombs now that they can. I mean, everybody talked about, oh, it's going to be like Logan's Run, where they make all these, they make the babies, and then we grow up and we're able to have fun and do whatever we want to, and we die at 30 and everybody's happy, and no, it's going to be like there's a movie called Mind Warp. I don't know if anybody ever saw that. I even talked about that too. That's the next one. Everybody talks about The Matrix, but the predecessor to that is Mind Warp. It's an old movie from the 80s. Actually has Bruce Campbell in it, if you can believe that. But it is about it's a woman. She wakes up out of this virtual reality world because she doesn't like it. It's too sterile, it's too perfect. And she wants something better. So she goes outside, which she's forbidden to do because it's a post apocalyptic world, it's a wasteland. She goes outside and she finds out that there's these people that are living outside, in the, I don't remember exactly what happened to them. Some of them are mutants, some other stuff, but they're living like in caves and tunnel systems and stuff. And she gets kidnapped or gets pulled down there or something. And Bruce Campbell is there to help her and all this. And um, I'll go ahead and spoil it because it's like a 30-year-old movie, 40-year-old movie. I don't know how old it is, but she finds out that that whole program or that whole thing that she experienced was just another program in the machine. That she wakes up out of that into her virtual reality world. And she gets up and she goes and she eats her, crappy, mushy food. And then she goes back over to her bed and she goes back to sleep. And her mom is there with her. And, both of them, that's all they do. They just lay at the house and they just have their VR machines on. They don't do anything else. That's what it is. It's not the Matrix. I mean, you'll be stuck in the Matrix, yeah, sure, and they'll be taking away your energy, but it'll be like Mind Warp. This is that people will want to go back into the machine. That's where this is going. The rest of it I have here. That's the future they are making. Ways for people to stay at home on a VR machine using the crap in their system, the injections, to mine bitcoins and be a slave to their AI. That's the image of the beast. That's That's what it's all been leading to. Everything, every little bit of it, all the patents, all the mind manipulation, all the mind control techniques that they've been making, all the mental health stuff, all the medications, everything. They don't need people to make stuff anymore. But they need people there for whatever reason to be able to use his energy because they don't need people. They don't need people to build their buildings anymore. I mean, there might be a certain amount of people that they might need to be able to fix stuff or do stuff because maybe the robots might not be that good. I don't know, but they got robots now. Their robots can do whatever the hell they want them to do. That's where it's going. That's what it is. I mean, we're practically there. There are kids that are living in their basements, living in their mom's basements, that all they do is play games on VR. And they broadcast it out to other people. Think about that for a second. That's all you do is live inside of this metaverse, which is where that's going. But you live inside of this metaverse where you can just basically sit there and watch other people play games, or you can play games. It becomes Ready Player One, is what it becomes. And it sounds insane to say because this was supposed to be fiction. This was supposed to be science fiction. I mean, they don't need to be oppressive overlords like they were in 1984 if they have you manipulated to a point that you would be willing to do it to yourself. That's the mark of the beast, is that you're willing to do it. They talk about the mark on their right hand, which is the microchip. Is probably something else, but they've said over and over again, and I've even said it too, the numerology of the microchip is a 666. That they have to put it in your right hand because they found out that's the only place where your body keeps warm enough that they can charge the battery inside of it. Or in your forehead, where a virtual reality rig goes. Or what other people are saying is about having a device that they can plant inside of your skull where you can send and receive information the same way. It's not perfect because we don't talk about it very much, and they said that it's, Elon Musk thinks that, we'll be able to have some kind of something that, is implanted on you, and there's a lot of people that are saying that, they have these neural web things that you can put on and stuff, and that's a part of it. That's the mark in the forehead. These are the marks. That's the image of the beast. The number of his name is 666. That's the man. That's man. That's the thing that man has made. That has used all of this technology, all of these patents, all of these numbers, all of everything that has had a number. The money, the currency, the injections, the microchips, the patents, the computers, the everything, every single thing that has had this, the number over and over and over and over and over and over. We've seen it. We've seen it for years. We've seen it for absolute years. And everybody keeps saying, "Oh, it's nothing. It's don't worry about it. It's not a thing. Numbers are meaningless." I actually heard that. Heard my father say that. Numbers are meaningless. I work with numbers all the time. Numbers are meaningless. Okay, Dad, you can think that all you want. I just numbers aren't meaningless because they're there. They're right there in our face, and it just I don't know what it takes to be able to see them, but for some reason I've been able to see them. But that's what it's all led up to. That's where we are. That's what's happening here. It's it's right in front of our face now, and I don't know. I don't know. I wish I could remember the guy's name. It was somebody had reposted a video, so it wasn't like the original post. But they had it. Whoever did the video, he had the right information, and it was everything, everything I've talked about over the past 4 years. It all comes together. I mean, I could take every single note, post-it note that I have made, little scribblings on. I could take all the writings that I have written down, all the little things, all the tweets, all the posts, all the Facebook things, everything. I could roll them all up into one, and that's where it leads. It leads there. You will own nothing, not even the air you breathe. You will own nothing, and you will be happy. The only thing that you will have is whatever it is that you can interface with the virtual reality world. Once you're inside the virtual reality world, you will have everything. You will be able to manipulate things. You will be able to do this. You will be able to do that. But on the outside world, you will own nothing. It'll be a lot like the Matrix, yes. But it'll be like Mind Warp too, where even if you did wake up, you'll want to go right back in. That's where it is. That's where everything is led up to. It's slowly, but you can see it. You can see it just form, just slowly but surely. That's the end game. That's the place where they're leading everybody. And then what happens is that all of the elites, the 1%. I figured out the number the other day. How much is 1% of 7 billion? 700 million, give or take. 1%. Even some of the elites, or no, what was it? 70 million. 70 million. Not 700 million. 70 million. 1%. Sheesh. The 70 million, they will have total control. They will be able to go and do whatever they want, wherever they want, whenever they want. While the rest of us, if there's any of us left, will be attached to machines, only to be woken up like cattle to go fix their stuff when they need it. If they even let that many people survive. They want to say 500 million, that's fine, but they don't need that much. They don't need that many people. And if they did, if people could exist if they would actually let people exist outside of the machine, then it would still be just like I said, it would just be we would be programmed like little helper bots because they have the technology to be able to manipulate people's brains. That's you can go, watch True Stream Media's in the Minds of Men. That whole series dealt with the different different ways that they have found how to use technology to manipulate people, manipulate people's brains, and that goes along with every patent you've ever seen, from television all the way up to the new stuff, all the way up to the new technologies. It's the it is one big dragnet of evil, one big web of evil, if you will, and they have. If it wasn't so evil, if it wasn't so dirty, it would be brilliant. There are James Bond villains that are jealous of this. The only difference between a James Bond villain and New World Order crony is that the New World Order moves slowly. They're not they're not trying to make something immediate. They are building slow and steady evil. What they're doing, and I think most of them. I don't think they die. I think they are. I think once they figured out how to put their brains into the computer, I think most of them are still alive. I think whenever it comes back around, I think that's why the push for all of this all of this technology was to be able to implant their brains into new places, to either robots or maybe even implant their brains into people. Hell, I don't know. I just they're talking about there was a what was it like a month ago they were talking about thawing out Walt Disney, trying to revive him. What does that tell you? It tells you that he's not dead. Somehow, some way, he may be physically dead. I don't know. But if they're talking about reviving his brain, that means that they probably have the technology to revive his brain. I, it should be science fiction. You know, it should be science fiction, but it's not. This is what they're talking about. That's what they've been talking about. And I don't even know where to go anymore. I don't even know what to say anymore. Because it all just, it seems absurd. This is why people, this is why people don't believe anything that anybody says because it sounds absurd. But it's all there. It's like everything, you can look up these patents, you can look up this stuff. And you can put two and two together, and it just slowly creates this. Just I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't want to talk that much, but I did. So you guys get me rolling, man. I'll roll because it's a lot. I'm not the only one that has been gifted with the ability to be able to see this stuff. What is that noise? There's a very loud rumbling going on. Must have been a helicopter or something. Wow. All right. Well, I gotta go. So now I'm getting an email work about my hours being. I don't know what's going on though. So thank you guys for listening. Sorry if I got a little off track there. What do you want me to say? You know, it's crazy, man. Absolutely insane. It's all of this stuff is coming around, but it's been there behind the scenes. And if you don't think that any of this stuff isn't real, um, I wish I had places I could lead. I really do. I've talked about a lot of it, and I don't know the best places. I always say go to BitChute. BitChute's going to give you way more information than YouTube ever will. Um, but it's all there. Everything. The like I said, from the microchips down to the VR to the, you know, even the patents on the use of television frequencies to be able to mind control people, because we know that they can use light flashes to manipulate people. As soon as you put on a VR set, you just don't know if you're going to be. You just don't know if you're going to be manipulated. You know, I've said it for a while, and I don't know if I've ever said it out loud here before. Was that um, as soon as you put on a headset, as soon as you put on a VR headset, how do you know from that point on if your life is real? How do you know? Because as soon as you put on that headset, you could be stuck in that headset for the rest of your life. You don't know. You don't know. Right? Am I wrong? Because it's that subtle manipulation. That's what it is. That subtle manipulation. So, anyways, um, very interesting. They're telling me that I think this might be a jokey bad email. They're telling me I didn't get a pay stub for like 2 weeks ago, and yet you guys paid me for 2 weeks ago. Yeah, you guys are out of your mind. That's all right. Anyways, I gotta get off here so I can go to work. Thanks, guys, for listening. God bless you all. Take care. Um, Start looking into this stuff, man. It's it's crazy. I wish I could remember the name of that video I watched yesterday. Um, yeah, it's nuts. Absolutely nuts. Uh, Thank you guys. I will talk to you tomorrow. I think. I hope. Uh, Take care.